Hey gang, Lieberman here, and this is Joel, our director of programming. Hey Joel.
How's it going?
Hey. So, we aren't doing the news today for a few reasons. We honestly just wanted to talk to you, our audience, and we don't really get to do that very often outside of news.
Well, we wanted to do it here on the Daily News White Walls set because we're going to be talking about the news and sort of about what we cover here and what we've been doing lately.
Yeah, we wanted to have an open dialogue with you about some of the criticisms that we've been seeing and how we report the news and just sort of open up the lines of communication a bit because we need to have a talk.
Before we get started, I do want to say that we don't speak for any of the other hosts that you don't see. Most of them are down at Comic-Con right now in San Diego, so they're not really able to be represented here, unfortunately. But we thought it was important enough at this point in the week to talk a little bit about what our process is and what we're doing.
This is just about what we're doing right now in the light of yesterday's video, which received an overwhelmingly negative response.
Yeah, so SourceFed was founded as a topical comedy channel, and we have a history of covering some news, but mainly what the channel has done historically has been funny stuff. Stories we think are funny.
Or even like, news that we think is fun or interesting or cool or just that we want to talk about and make fun of. Like, that's just what we've always done.
Yeah, Matt, so over the last few months, there's just been a lot of stories that we felt we had an obligation to cover. Stuff like the elections, cop shootings,
terrorist attacks, civil unrest.
A lot of this stuff is not even opinion-based. Those are the stories that are in the news right now. And honestly, if we didn't cover it, it would look weird, especially at this point. We've been called out a lot for not being able to cover things, whether it happens on a weekend or after we shoot in the mornings, or just we don't have the capacity to cover
Right, and for a while, we'd even said no serious news whatsoever, and we were just covering the fun stuff, and we got a lot of flack for that too. People want to see serious news and fun news on this channel, which is a comedy channel.
But as we've been trying to cover a lot of this stuff, we've been accused of bad research and bias.
And straight up, guilty. There have definitely been days where I have not done my job as well as I think I could have.
A lot of the feedback that we've gotten has been about how we're slanting the news. And I agree that we do need to try harder to keep our opinions out of the news and stick to the jokes and the facts. You probably noticed, especially over the last few months, in addition to us covering the serious news, that the opinions have come in a little bit more strongly. And a lot of this is my responsibility. When I came on board, I encouraged you guys as hosts to start incorporating your opinions in our videos, because in my experience, you as the audience can go almost anywhere to get hard news. But I really believe that what the audience comes back for is our host, like our really awesome staple of talent. And the thought process that I had was that, well, if they're coming for our host, they probably want to know what our hosts think about certain news stories. So with that in mind, I encourage you guys as hosts to start putting your opinions in a lot more of the videos.
And as a counterpoint to that, I've seen in the past, there is a portion of our audience that comes to us for information because they're young and they relate to us and they don't want to go to a place like a Reuters or an ABC. Like, we're a commentary channel.
And that's sort of why I was encouraging more of the opinion-based videos, because I felt like having that opinion would give a different angle on the news that they might have seen somewhere else.
Right, and I think that the one thing we could do better at is having our opinion and also showing the other opinion. Even if we don't agree with it, saying, this is what other people believe, this is why they believe it, we understand, here's why we disagree.
Yeah, I think we also just have more of a responsibility to communicate with you guys as the audience a little bit more often. And it's always been, I think, an issue here at SourceFed. We're not a vlogging channel. We don't really sit down in this way and talk directly to a camera and sort of let you know what we're doing behind the scenes here.
No, everything that we do typically is either based on topical news or is just trying to be funny. It's not necessarily about like, hey gang, this is why we made this decision. And I think maybe we should have more of that. Look, constructive criticism is awesome. We're here talking to you because we think there is valid criticism about what we've been doing lately.
We're owning up to it.
Yeah, legitimately owning up to it. If we've shaken your faith in the channel at all, me personally, I am sorry. And we're working to improve things.
But what we don't appreciate and we do take seriously are threats, and specifically death threats against our hosts. If we see that kind of thing in the comments, we're going to block you from the channel. we want to make this channel a place that both the audience feels comfortable in, but also that our employees feel comfortable coming into work and excited to come in every day to do the things that you want to watch. Honestly, it's incredibly disrespectful. You might disagree with them on some of their opinions. You might not like the story choices that we make, and you might not find what we do funny. And those are all valid complaints, I think, that as audience members you can talk about as much as you like.
Sure, I can think of at least 20 videos I've made that are not funny at all.
Me too.
Which videos, Joel? Which videos?
We'll talk about it later, man. So someone will probably link out to this point in the video, but this is your too long didn't watch summation of what we've been talking about through the influence of, I think, a lot of the world news, world events that have been happening.
It's a dark world out there.
And my personal encouragement of the host to show their opinions.
It's a dark mind in there.
And we've let our bias show, and we're going to do a better job going forward of presenting both sides of the story and the facts, and to try to find the comedy in the stories. That being said, I hope that we can have a civil discourse in the comments. I'll be there personally, probably from my own account.
I'll be there too.
And we're also having a lot of conversations about this kind of stuff in SourceFed subreddit, which we will have a link to in the description. There are a lot of threads there where this discussion is happening.
I know that the majority of you are amazing people, and I want to make amazing content for you. I feel like I can speak for everyone here when I say that we all want to make amazing content for you. So from all of us here at SourceFed, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being a fan. And I hope that we can have a productive conversation and continue to move this channel towards something we can all be proud of, happy with, and excited about.